Hey guys, welcome back to Tribe. So today we have Marce Leon. This is probably one of the my most favorite videos I've filmed with someone. She has been a consistent rep for the year that she's been here. Her anniversary was yesterday. And she had a month where it was a bump in her very smooth road while being at Demand Force. And after that bump, she came back the next month and kicked butt, was second to the top booker in small biz. So I was curious, how'd she do it? Because oftentimes after we have a bump in the road, we can get discouraged, we can get down on ourselves, and then we just kind of give up. And instead of doing that, I wanted to hear from someone who'd done the opposite. She came back and she was curious. Could she change her demo? Could she get feedback from employees around her? Could she listen to other reps and pull something in from their demo that maybe she was missing? So check out what she did. I think it'll help a lot of people who may be feeling down on themselves from having one bad month or one bad week. And here's some encouraging words about how you can get back on track after a small bump in the road. Here we go.
Hey everyone, my name's Marce Leon and I'm an AE in small biz, and we're going to be talking about today how to get back to the basics and get out of any sort of rut you might be in, and just making sure to stay positive.
So Marce, you've been an AE here for a year today. How have you built a pipeline of quality and consistency during your tenure?
So what I like to do, typically towards the end of the month, I like to go through all my demos completed, all my demos no-showed, canceled, anyone that I felt would be a good fit and for whatever reason we weren't able to show them a demo or get them on board. I actually have a whiteboard right next to my desk, and I just keep track of that and put follow-up tasks in Salesforce. I'm like a task freak when it comes to that to make sure I'm just on track with following up with them. And then anyone that, it's beginning of the month and I'm trying to call some people to get some deals, I'll just make sure to follow up on those type of people and pretty much just the warm leads that are there waiting to be closed.
Got it. So do you put your tasks in Salesforce and then your follow-ups in the same area, or what do you do? Yeah,
so I actually use Salesforce and I use my GCal, and I'll color coordinate, it's kind of silly, all of my demos and my follow-ups, and so I have that, and then my tasks are really for Salesforce, and that way it's reminding me the day of. So
that's a great idea.
I use both, yeah.
That's a great idea. I know that when I was selling, I had all these tasks, everything in Salesforce, so I would forget about a lot of them, and they just fall through. I'd miss opportunities. So with that, you feel like the most organized? Yeah, it's just keeping organized, or else I'll just forget all of those things. And so if I have it on the board, I'll just look at that a couple times a week, and then I know who to call, and that way I'm on track and I'm calling the right people at the right time. That's awesome. For those AEs or even LDRs that might be having an off month, what advice would you give them?
So I know it sounds probably really cheesy, but just stick with the process. Continue to make the dials. Just make sure that you're doing the things that I know they taught you in the nest. But it's really about going back to the basics, because I know when I had my month where I didn't hit, I had to just reevaluate, what am I not doing that I used to do? And that was, making the dials and making sure I'm setting my own demo. So I just went back to all those really basic things, and also just staying positive, going in. I know this job is really hard, but you just have to go into it every day just saying, it's going to get better, just being positive. And as long as your mind is in, that positive state, then you can always get out of it. It's really all just your mind playing games with you. And as long as you have people around you that are supporting you and, you have everything organized, then, it's really easy just to get back at it. So. Got it.
So basically you just went back to what you'd been doing in the beginning and kind of taking ownership over your stuff versus like an LDR sending demos.
Exactly. So I just needed to, pretty much take it by the horns and make sure that I was doing everything that I could, because it's really easy to kind of rely on the LDRs and stop doing those things when you're getting all these LDR demos, but then you have all these opportunities in your pipeline that you're not touching that is just money and pretty much little golden nuggets sitting there that you're not using. So you might as well just pick up the phone and dial.
So obviously there have been a lot of changes within the company and a more competitive landscape. It's harder to set demos and therefore close deals. How have you to be more creative and think outside the box to get more deals in? And set more demos?
That's been a struggle. It's funny because I've actually sat down with some of the LDRs and you know, talk to them about what they're saying. I even came up with a little script. I used Paul Matthews' script, and I just started kind of going with that because, you know, it's once you start to cold call over and over again, you kind of change it up every time, and you might miss some things on one call. So again, it's just going back to the basics. If you just like stick with a script, it gets really natural. And then just asking a lot of questions and making sure that you're tailoring each call to the industry. And yeah, there's a lot of different qualifications now, so it does make it harder. But then if you're just asking the right questions, you're going to get the right customer on the phone. And I was just getting feedback from the LDRs, you know, my other colleagues too, just to see what they're doing that works too.
So you had your script for your cold calling, and then you looked to someone else for what they were doing.
Exactly.
Do you find that that's been something you've done with your demo too?
Absolutely, yeah. I've like you know, everyone around me, everyone on the team is always helpful. I always go up to them, ask them questions, and I pretty much just kind of tweaked my demo with a lot of different things that they've told me, and that way I've just been able to, you know, make it my own while still using, you know, different questions or different stories that I've heard from them, but making it my own.
Got it. Okay, so you'll take tidbits from coworkers around you, things that you hear really good, but then make it like a hybrid of things that work for you.
Exactly.
So I know when I was an AE and had an off month, it was hard to get back on track. Did you have a mentor or someone that you worked with pretty closely to get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, I always fall to Cruz. My manager, he's my go-to if I'm just having a bad day or a bad call. I'm like, just get me out of this. Like, what can I do to get better? Obviously, the people around me, I sit next to Corey Friedman. He's always helping me out, always giving me advice. And just pretty much everyone on the team, they're always really helpful if you ask questions. And yeah, getting feedback is sometimes scary, but I mean, that's the only way I'm going to know what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right. And I'd rather get that fixed, you know, right away before I go and, you know, say the wrong thing to every other customer. So I really like rely on feedback to see where I can improve on my demo and pretty much anything for the job.
I think it's interesting that you've always been consistent, but you're always looking for more feedback. Like, you're never just sitting on your laurels.
Yeah, I just ask so many questions, and I feel like everyone around me probably gets annoyed. But hey, I know that, you know, every day I can get better somehow. So if there's opportunity for that, then that's just more deals for me. So I'll definitely ask. All right, guys. So in conclusion to today's video, I just wanted to say that, again, it's really just about trusting the process, going back to the basics, and, you know, getting feedback from people that are around you, other successful people. There's so many people that are around that can just make you better, and that's what they're here for. So definitely take advantage of that. And, you know, stay positive. That's the one thing that I can give out. Stay tuned for more videos on Tribe.